like we're going to have to either repair or replace at least from this pier to this pier right up front. Hopefully the other ones aren't as bad a shape. I'm pretty much expecting them to all be in that bad a shape, but I think I got to take the load completely off of it and transmit that to the ground. So what I've done this morning, went out, grabbed some block from in front of my building, the tractor, brought it down here. So we're going to stack block. I've got an automotive jack, it's 2.5 ton. We'll give that a shot. I know not what I should be using, everybody out there, but it's what I have. If it doesn't work, I'll go out and I'll grab a bottle jack or a jack post or something like that at lunch. All right, let's get to work. I found some 4x4 1/4-inch wall tube steel and square stock, so that stuff way over probably what it needs to be thickness wise. I felt steel was better than using wood here. I like metal better, especially when it's my headed. Alright, back to work. Okay, we got all of the rotten wood cut out of this support, and I was able to keep a decent stagger. So I mean, I only cut off about 3 feet of that first board. I got about 6 feet of the next board, and then 8 feet of the last 2 boards. I might have to try to get a little bit more of that out. I might cut that a little bit further back right here and try to get a nice clean edge there. To be honest with you, with how rotten that beam was, it wasn't doing anything anyway. So anything I added to it only made it stronger than it was. Definitely didn't take out any strength by cutting that. So we're going to take a lunch break and then hopefully start adding some wood. Okay, finally, at long last, we're ready to start adding instead of subtracting. And I get to try out a new toy I picked up. Brand new Cobalt, I think it's the XTR. Yeah, XTR cordless circular saw. Whoa, that thing blows right through it. I am shocked. I mean, it didn't struggle at all. And it made a really smooth cut. It almost looks like I used a guide instead of just eyeballing it like I am. Wow. Not a paid endorsement like the saw. Hey everybody, 2 down. 2 more to go, and I'm in the relation to square. I'm pretty good. And look at this. That's loose, which means that that main beam is now taking the load of the building again, probably for the first time in a while. So 2 more to go, and I might want to mention it has been raining the entire time I've been in here. I've been in here for a couple hours now. And my patch is doing better than I expected. I mean, I'm dry. I haven't gotten rained on at all. I am completely shocked. But hey, I didn't get lucky with the floors. Maybe I'll get lucky with my crappy patch. Okay, I think we're done for the day. 1 main support beam patch finished. and you could definitely feel when you're up on this floor a lot higher and a lot steadier than it ever was, at least since I've owned it. So that's the front of the old beam, and you could see why I couldn't just get away with a little bit of wood putty. Okay everybody, it's the next morning, back to work at the cottage, and we're going to work on the next main support beam. The end looks not as bad as the last one we did, but still bad. I found a golf ball, you could see. That's where the slope's going. So we got to lift that up, level that out, and replace anything that's rotten and termite damaged. I already made a cut here on the floor, and we're going to get peeling that up, see how much of the decking is salvageable, if any, and that'll also give us a better look too at this next support beam, give us a little bit more room to work. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, we got the decking peeled away, so you can see that this one's split and crushed. So at least this outer one's got to go. Hopefully the rest of them are good. I'm not holding my breath after doing the last one. So we're going to do a little investigation with the hammer, see what's solid, see what's not, and go from there. Okay, that took some doing. I jacked it up, put blocks under it, jacked it up some more, put blocks under it, jacked up some more. But I need to get at least 9 1/4 inches there on the end to slide the new beams in, and they had considerably sagged and crushed these rotten ones. I could probably, yeah, so that's why we're replacing them. See, and you look at the surface and they really don't look that bad when you're looking at them, but that's what's inside. That goes for about the first 3-4 feet of these. Then it gets better. It looks like what they did was termites moved from the wall into the beam, back out, moved over, moved to the next beam. They didn't want to eat all the way down, which is good for me, except for it still means they ate some. And they ate some where it's very, very load bearing. So I got my temporary steel beam in, decided to go with 2 temporary pillars for this one because actually there's a lot more load here on the center, it seems like, than there was on that end. And so probably the plan now will be to remove, probably go all the way to that pier, at least with the first one, probably the second one. If we could stagger them, we will, and we'll just keep peeling them off until we hit something solid. Okay, first one's in. A little more work than I was expecting. Had to jack up the building probably another 1/2 inch, although the support being on this side was enough to get the old beams out. It wasn't enough to slide brand new ones in. So got the next one cut. Okay, number 2 is in, and words cannot express how much that sucked. It sucked. That's an 8-footer, and for the life of me, it just didn't want to go in. Okay, it's in. It slipped right in the first try. I guess the fight I put up with the second one was not in vain. So, last one. Number 4, just a little end cut. Okay, we're calling it a day. So, got about 3 feet of that one replaced. I'll probably put a plate there, even though I'm going to put bolts in. Okay, back at the cottage. Day 4 of our foundation repair marathon. So I wanted to show everybody just how much the building has lifted from me fixing those beams. See that crack on the board? That was the height at which the building was when we started, and you could see, I mean, that's at least 5 to 6 inches higher right there. So today's goals. That corner you can still see is lower than the rest of the building, and I have a feeling that we're going to run into the exact same structural problems that we run into everywhere else. Alright, break time. So got it all out, and as you can see by the pile, that was the ends of those. Here's my little pile over there, and you can see none of that's salvageable. None of that was really doing anything. Okay, got the first one in. Ended up having to cut a little bit further back on that pillar than I wanted to, but I just wanted to get all of this rotten crap out. I know it doesn't look any different, but this is actually a second one. Alright, on to number 3. Okay, this is the last one for the outside, the last big one, and then there's a piece of siding that goes over it. The funny thing is, you know, I based this off of whatever the original measurements were, and it's fun when you find stuff like this. So they were off with their original measurements when they built it, so when they sided it, they put a little 3/8 piece of strip on the outsides of these because they were off 3/8 of an inch. Well, I mean, I really can't rebuild the place from scratch, so I'm going to put it exactly how it was. It's still over the pillars, it's just, you know, 3/8 of an inch off from the siding. Alright, let me get this screwed in and then we'll get that last one cut. There's no other way to put it. That sucked. That last one, it just was a bear to wedge in there, you know. You're starting to put load back on the building, you know. It's been a long time. Stuff sags. And I had to keep jacking up on it just to get that last one in there. But it's in there now. So, tomorrow's plan, do the carriage bolts through all these repairs, and hopefully get the other outside, I guess, main beam sill plate. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm not a structural engineer. I'm just replacing what's bad. So